Hi guys, Jill here, and today I want to show you how I made one of the cards from this set that I made. So, first of all, let me just show you the whole set. I just basically changed up one of the colors for the flowers. It's really simple. I used the Indescribable Gift Stampin' Up! Set, and then I used the Tim Holtz Simple Sayings, and this is set 155. I put the flower in my MISTI, and I had just lined up where I put my Bristol paper, and this is the Strathmore Smooth Bristol paper, and I'm using my Versamark Onyx Black ink pad, and I love this because it gives a nice crisp image, and it's great for watercoloring over. And I am using watercolor markers today. And as you can see, I stamped this twice, and I love the MISTI for that. Okay, so with the flowers, the leaves, and the branches, we're using one color for each of those. So let me just tell you, with the flowers themselves, this one I'm going to show you the burgundy flowers or the pinkish. This one I'm using the Tombow 757, and it's a really basic process. So I come in with my Tombow and I lay down the color. And as long as you're working at a relatively decent pace on this Bristol, you can go ahead and put in most of your color. I work about half of the piece at a time, maybe, yeah. And then I come in and I add a little more water outside of where the marker is. Now I change it up a little here and there, and you see me wiping off the water. I'm wiping that on my hands. I know, real technical, huh? But I find it easier than a paper towel. And for the little ones, I tend to kind of pull or tap the water out onto the smaller areas. And I activate all of the color, because otherwise you get that weird line. And that's pretty much all of my advice with this. It is so simple using the Tombow markers. Now, I did also use distress markers on the other colors. So for the purple, I used the Wilted Violet. I used Fossilized Amber for the mustard colored one, and I used the Abandoned Coral for the coral colored one. So again, as you can see, I'm just moving along. Now, I did speed this up 2 times, but again, you can see how fast this goes. I make a ton of these. I actually made, before this video, I made 38 of these. Excuse me. So sorry. After the video, I made another 20. So they go very quickly. This is the kind of thing you can make for a lot of people. And I also, I made some thinking of you, I made some thank yous, and I made up some sets for my mom's friends. So again, moving along, and I forgot to mention, this is a Kuretake Zig water brush. I've had this for about 15 years. I love the water flow on it. Now, the browns that I used are Tombow also, and I used the 98 for the green and the 969 for the brown. And again, I'm giving very little direction here because very little is needed. And I just, I find this to be relaxing. This is the kind of coloring I do in front of the TV. And you just sit and you kind of autopilot and you color. Now, The other markers that you could do this with are any water-based markers, anything small enough to get in there. The Zig, you'll need a lot more color, and I advise less water. So with the Zig, I'd use 2 colors. I'd use the lighter and a darker, and a little less water, because they do color out a lot lighter. Okay, so then I really do like the clean color that are not the real brush. They have so much color in them, and they don't bleach out. So with the green hair, I don't add a lot of water to them, especially in the smaller area, and I'm going back for that flower that I missed, and then to darken up those centers, because you do want some contrast, and you want to darken up the areas that you're going to see more, and you're not going to see those closed areas. Sorry, there was a cat running by. We're going to have a cat sighting here in a minute, because I was going to edit it out where I show you how I like to line up the greeting on the Misty, but I leave it in. Okay, so the panel's done. Now, after spending all that time, I want to put the greeting on. Now, I could have put the greeting on first, but I didn't, and I don't. Okay, so I stick the panel down, and I did edge this with my Silver Pilot paint pen. Okay, so I'm going to stick the panel back down. Now, here's Ninja. She never shows up on anything. Now, I'm going to take, you can use anything clear at this stage, because I want to protect this panel, and I know you can line things up on your Misty, but what do you do with index stamps? Because this indexing is not correct. And here's Ninja. She's going to check out the camera. Okay, so I'm going to ink it up. Here she goes. And I'm going to stamp it onto the panel. And at first I kind of corrected it, which is silly. Why bother? I'm going to wipe it off with my absorber. And I wanted to show you how dry I keep half of it. Now I'm going to redo it. Okay, almost there. So now I'm going to go in and move my panel just that little bit. Okay, now I go and take that piece out. And it's so much easier that way. And so I decided to leave that in. So put something clear there, even if it's just a tiny little piece. And I stamp it twice. And it gives me that perfect image. So see, there you have it. And that's my mini Misty, by the way, sorry. Okay, so, and that was the Onyx Black again. Now this is a 4-bar card, which I think is really good for the thank you note size. So there you have it. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a great day. And here's another still shot at the end. And please go visit my blog for a complete list of supplies.